wise owl sat in an oak tree. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Now, why can't we all be like that wise old bird? Good morning. This is Angela. Welcome to the City of Healing. I hope you all doing well. It is indeed a beautiful Wednesday. I was born on a Wednesday. And I just wanted to come forth and talk about my Cuzn Owl. And my Cuzn Owl I've known for many, many years. And he comes around a lot, particularly more during the spring equinox and some during the winter too. But I first encountered an owl when I was younger. And I'm going to tell a little story about when I was younger. And as my sisters would say, and even my kids now, like, oh, Lord, there she go. But anyway, I lived on a farm or visited my grandmother in the country. And we had all these little working houses on the farm where we lived. And this particular house I'm going to talk about is called the feed barn. And that's where the feed for feeding the animals and where you put your fertilizer and different things you store in there to plant and feed your animals and your land, etc., etc. And out there was a lot of trees and rubbish out there. And none of us would really go back there because a little further away from the house and a little eerie. But me, I would go. Now, we had always heard these sounds that we figured out was owls, but we have never seen them. So I figured out that that's where they were. And indeed, that's where they were. Not in the feed barn, but there was lots of nests over there in the trees where they would, and some of them probably lived in the feed barn too, but because that's actually where mostly I saw them, was in the feed barn, but I never saw the nest. But anyway, in the feed barn. But I would go into the feed barn, particularly when it was evening time, and these owls would look, and they were gray. They were gray. And since it was dark in there, they would have these yellow eyes, and they would always look at me like they were human, like they knew me. But I was taught to be very scared of owls because they would pluck out your eyeballs. But I was a little brave soul. But anyway, I would go in there and sit in the feed barn and talk to the owls. And they did like they were listening to me. But that's why I call them Cuzn Owl. And it's not just in reference to one owl, but all of them are my cousins. But anyway, owls are amazing, and I used to look at them a lot and sort of study them, even though I didn't know that's what I was doing. But studying them and learning a lot about them. They are amazing creatures. And from head to toe, they are superheroes, basically, because they can do things that probably no other bird or animal can do. Their ears are, even though they are mostly flat surface with the little, fur on the outside for protection, but they can hear probably better than any other animal. It's unbelievable. That's why they are the night flight predators, because of their great hearing ability. And their eyes are basically bigger than their face. It takes up most of their face, actually, so they can see more than any other creature as well. Along with cats, they are the other animals that see the best at night. Again, that's why they are the best at nighttime hunting. Um, the way they fly is they are called the silent flight predators because you cannot hear them coming, and that makes them extra good at hunting as well. And their head, so they can see more and observe their surroundings, doesn't go 360 all the way around, more like 270. And that's because their physiology of their neck allows them not to have their blood supply um, cut off due to them being able to turn their heads so far around. And their claws, they can crush and kill anything on impact because of the weight that they can bring into um, um, pouncing upon their prey. So again, all of those things make them excellent predators, and they hunt mostly at night, even though they can hunt during the day too. But the nighttime, excuse me, there's not much competition, and so because they are the only flying birds that can actually hunt that well at night, and to see them going back and forth, usually I think it's the male that goes out and gets the food, and the mother basically takes it, and if it's a small prey like a mouse, feed it to the children. It's amazing to see. And I used to watch, the little birds eat, and I've never actually seen the big birds eat in person or right in front of me. But the way that they eat is fascinating as well, because if it's a small prey, they basically swallow the whole thing and then vomit up the fur and the bones. And so you can see sometimes you'll wonder, like, wait a minute, what happened here? It's like you see fur and maybe some bones laid around outside by the feed barn. And that's, if you ever seen that before and wonder why it's just fur, it was more than likely an owl. That's how they eat. They don't digest the bones and the fur. They take whatever they want out of it, and they just swallow their food basically whole. And I just wanted to just come forth and talk about my Cuzn Owl just a little bit, because I believe they are my spirit animal. And spirit animals, you don't choose them, they choose you, and you know when you are chosen. So I love birds in general, and I didn't hear, I'm sure they made some sounds about 5 o'clock this morning, but I did not hear them, which is not odd, but I probably slept through it. I slept pretty good last night, but the previous night didn't sleep too good, but it's okay. It happens like that sometimes. But anyway, owls are fascinating. They are beautiful. And every time I hear them here, which, I do often, I smile because they are my cousins. I know they are speaking to me. I haven't actually, in my adult years, seen one in front of me. And they won't let me see them here for some reason. I have not seen them yet. But I am looking forward to seeing them. And owls can be very large, very, very large, actually. And some people have actually confused them or thought that they were aliens. Depends on what type of owl you see. I believe the barn owls are very interesting looking and can be confused with aliens, especially when they stand about 3 feet tall. And I think what I mostly have around here are the great gray owls, I believe. But there are various forms of owls. I don't even know all the names of them, But they are indeed fascinating creations from nature. And I just wanted to come forth just to share a little bit about them. and to share the little story about my relationship to the owl. Anyway, you all have a great day. Anywho, thanks.